This is Radio Taiwan International. Welcome to the news on Radio Taiwan International. I'm Michelle Chiang coming to you from Taipei, Taiwan. We begin with a look at today's top stories for Friday, November 7th. The Trump-Xi summit brings a fragile truce rather than real progress. Diplomats stress Taiwan Strait stability in the 2025 Manila dialogue. And the Foreign Ministry has called out discrimination over the UN barring a Taiwanese activist from attending a recent summit. But first, today's top story. Trump and Xi met ahead of the APEC summit, reaching limited agreements like easing tariffs and resuming U.S. soybean purchases. But the core issues driving the trade war remain unresolved.
A much-anticipated meeting between U.S. President Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping took place last Thursday, October 30th, in South Korea, ahead of the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit. While the talks appeared to ease tensions in the escalating U.S.-China trade war, no major breakthrough was achieved. The two sides continue to maintain an overall competitive stance, with a long way yet to go before a comprehensive trade agreement can be reached. Per Reuters, the two sides reached agreements such as China resuming purchases of U.S. soybeans and suspending rare earth export controls for 1 year, and the United States reducing tariffs on Chinese goods by 10%. Relations will roughly return to the state they were in prior to Trump's Liberation Day declaration of reciprocal tariffs, while the root causes of the conflict remain unresolved. Crucially, this round of talks did not address the core issues underpinning Trump's tariff war, namely China's industrial policy, manufacturing overcapacity, and its export-oriented development model. Kurt Tong, former U.S. diplomat and managing partner at the Asia Group, told Central News Agency that the meeting helped calm tensions and foster an atmosphere for renewed negotiations. He added that it could lay the groundwork for Trump's planned 2026 visit to China and Xi's reciprocal trip to the U.S. later that year, which may open opportunities for policy shifts and business expansion. Bonnie Glaser, managing director of the Indo-Pacific program at the German Marshall Fund, said the most tangible result was that both sides agreed to withdraw the recent punitive measures they had imposed on each other. Yet she noted that no headway was made on deeper trade disputes, including Beijing's subsidies and industrial overcapacity. On rare earth supplies, Glaser warned that China might again use its dominance in the sector as leverage. Hannah Belinsky for RTI News.
The 2025 Manila Dialogue on the South China Sea, held on Thursday, November 6th, highlighted the importance of stability in the Taiwan Strait to Indo-Pacific security, with Japanese and German diplomats urging cooperation to maintain peace. The event gathered officials and scholars from Southeast Asia and the Indo-Pacific region. Japanese ambassador to the Philippines, Kazuya Endo, cited the new Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi's recent meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping, reaffirming the Taiwan Strait's role in regional and global stability. Endo said he avoids calling the strait a critical area, but emphasized the need for vigilance. German Ambassador Andreas Pfeffernasch noted that although Germany has a security treaty with the Philippines, not Taiwan, Taiwan's security is integral to South China Sea stability. He noted that a German warship passed through the strait last September to affirm support for the United Nations Convention on the Law of Sea, or UNCLOS, and freedom of navigation. The dialogue also featured contrasting views on South China Sea sovereignty, with Chinese scholar Wu Sichun asserting historical rights and Philippine legal expert Antonio Carpio arguing the need to abandon such claims per UNCLOS to maintain maritime peace. The Foreign Ministry responded sharply today after Taiwanese activist Vivi Lin said Thursday that she was barred from attending a UN World Summit after she refused to, quote, change her nationality. The ministry says that by barring Lin's participation, the UN violated the rights of ROC nationals to participate in international affairs. On Thursday, November 6th, Lin posted on Facebook that while she was originally scheduled to participate in the World Summit for Social Development in Qatar, her entry was suspended and she was asked by the UN Secretariat to change her nationality. Despite ongoing communication, the requirement was never clarified or withdrawn, and the UN Secretariat disqualified Lin from participating without notification or explanation. Lin is a well-known activist in Taiwan for her work to remove the stigma around menstruation, for her work on gender equality, and as the founder of With Red. The ministry responded Friday, saying the UN's long-withstanding refusal to allow people holding Republic of China or Taiwan passports to visit or attend affiliate meetings has seriously violated the basic rights of the ROC citizens to participate in international affairs. The ministry maintains that it has continued to seek support from friendly and like-minded countries to rectify the situation, but has received no response from the UN Secretariat. The ministry says it will continue pursuing the issue and urges the UN to resist pressure from China, implement the UN Charter's principle of upholding equal rights for all, and rectify the undue discriminatory treatment of ROC citizens promptly. Tropical storm Fengwang will strengthen into a typhoon as it moves closer to the Philippines on Friday evening, warns the Central Weather Administration, or CWA. This comes as Typhoon Kalmegi, which impacted the Philippines just last week, left at least 188 dead and more than 100 missing amid devastating infrastructure damage. Fengwang will strain the rescue and reconstruction efforts, with its potential of reaching super typhoon status before making landfall on Luzon Island over the weekend. The CWA stated that although the storm's intensity will weaken after hitting the Philippines, it may turn northward after entering the Taiwan Strait and impact Taiwan itself. A more definitive path is expected by the weekend. In addition, the CWA warns the public that regardless of Fengwang's direction, a Coast Guard warning will likely be issued on Monday, followed by a land warning around Tuesday due to wave and wind activity. Furthermore, heavy rainfall is expected in northern, eastern, and the mountainous regions of Taiwan, with Tuesday and Wednesday predicted to be the most intense days. As Fengwang moves, the rainfall hotspot will shift from northern, eastern, and mountainous areas to central and southern Taiwan and the Hualien-Taidong area. The CWA advises the public to be on high alert while the storm activity is closely monitored. Taipei's Mayor Wan-an said on Friday, November 7th, that the date for this year's Twin Cities Forum with Shanghai remains undecided, despite media reports suggesting the event will be held on December 25th through 27th in Shanghai. Originally scheduled for September but postponed due to the lack of a finalized Memorandum of Understanding, or MOU, the annual Cross-Strait Forum is still under negotiation, Chiang told reporters. He highlighted that Taipei and Shanghai are actively engaged in ongoing discussions, saying,
"We need to continue our coordination with Shanghai. We are committed to upholding the principles of equality, dignity, goodwill, and mutual benefit as we organize the event. At this point, we hope to plan in a way that allows everything to proceed smoothly."
Chiang noted there are precedents for holding the forum in December, confirming that city officials are preparing in hopes of proceeding as planned. He also reiterated that Taipei's priority is ensuring the forum can take place smoothly, but no details have been set. Over 120 countries and cities are participating in the 2025 Taipei International Travel Fair, or ITF, which opened today with President Lai Ching-te giving the opening address. In his statements, Lai said that the Transportation Ministry should assist businesses in building international connections to help establish the nation and make friends through tourism. The 2025 ITF, organized by the Taiwan Tourism Organization, opened on Friday and will last through Monday. Lai said Taiwan can leverage its beautiful natural scenery and diverse culture to establish itself through tourism and drive economic development. Last year, domestic tourism generated over 800 billion NT dollars, which is $25.8 billion US dollars, which he hopes to raise to the trillions by 2030. However, he also said that while Taiwanese annual tourism spending is already at over 1 trillion NT dollars, or $32.3 billion US dollars, less than half is spent on domestic tourism. For that reason, Lai says domestic tourism should be strengthened with the help of the Transportation Ministry.
The Transportation Ministry should also assist the domestic industry in participating in travel exhibitions in various countries. We welcome esteemed guests and good friends from all countries to come to Taiwan for tourism, so that Taiwan can use the tourism industry to make friends internationally and build friendships. Whether our people travel around the world or international friends come to Taiwan to travel, it is a very good opportunity to deepen friendship between countries and between peoples. We should strive in this direction, establish the nation through tourism, and make friends through tourism.
Lai said Taiwan can capitalize on tourism spots as international calling cards to promote Taiwan's brand internationally, collaborating with local governments on large-scale events to enhance quality and visibility. However, he notes that since accommodation operators now need to compete domestically and internationally, they should leverage Taiwan's national holidays and the recent policy change allowing the employment of foreign workers. He said the government will take the approach of every department being a tourism industry to help polish Taiwan's tourism brand. Thanks for joining me for the news. I'm Michelle Chiang. Stay tuned for another 50 minutes of English language features brought to you by Radio Taiwan International.
Ah, white sands, gentle ocean breeze, turquoise waters, and strict media censorship. Many countries are a paradise for tourists, but a living hell for journalists. Discover the Reporters Without Borders World Press Freedom Index 2025 on rsf.org. Warning, once you know the truth, you may want to rethink your travel plans.